Welcome to my unboxing video of the Rainbow Intelli Sub 8 AFE. I've never used an active all-in-one subwoofer before, so this could be interesting. The bigger question is, what does the AFE stand for? Active Before we can get to the actual unboxing, let's unbox the box first. I actually ordered this from Germany as the price was a lot better compared to what I can find here in the UK, and generally there was more stock available. And Rainbow is a German brand if you didn't know so. So here's a quick tour of the outside of the box. Not much to see, to be honest, very clean looking. The only thing that's interesting is around here on the side where you can find all the important specs of this sub. So let's take a quick closer look. As you already may know, this is a 8-inch subwoofer with an active amp built into it. The maximum power is rated at 160 watts, but the normal power output is only around 100 watts, which is actually driven by two separate amps. It's a bit of a strange setup, but we'll get to that in a bit later. Let's take a look what's inside the box then. We will put the actual sub to the side for now and take a closer look in a moment. First, we have a remote control lead to control the sub's volume or gain. You don't actually have to use it if you set the gain on the actual unit itself, or if your head unit or stereo supports some kind of sub out volume control, then you can just use your stereo to control the subwoofer's volume instead of wiring this remote control lead inside the car, so it'll be easier for the install. It does come with a adhesive strip. Of course, it includes a manual, but everything is pretty much self-explained, to be honest, so we probably won't need to use it, but it's there if you need it. Next, we have a bunch of speaker wires, which is actually used to tap into existing speaker wires if your stereo doesn't have line-out connections. The Intelli Sub does support high-level inputs, which is handy for some folks, but most aftermarket stereos will have line outputs, which is a lot better. Next, we have some remote turn-on lead in the standard blue color. The really nice thing is that all the cables are included, labeled, terminated with protective sleeves. Awesome! Here are some long screws to mount the sub to the car or whatever interior panels you may wish to install in the boot, for example. This bunch of wire connects the power, remote turn-on lead, high-level input signals into the sub's proprietary socket, essential part for the install. Next, we have a lengthy power cable, which again is terminated, labeled, and fused as well. I believe the cable is around 5 meters long, but don't quote me on this, which should be plenty and definitely enough for my little smart car. This completes the accessory tour. Time to move on to the actual unit itself. It's made out of metal, which is nice and sturdy, not too heavy, and it feels very cold, which is good for cooling, I suppose. The unit measures 240mm by 74 by 345mm, which is really compact considering it houses the sub and the amplifier as well. And finally, here we can see the inputs and control panel. You have a phase button. Don't ask me what it does though, I have no idea. A low pass filter, selectable between 50 and 100 Hz. Gain knob, or you could use the remote instead as mentioned before. The twin RCA phono inputs. And finally, we have this harness input for the aforementioned high-level remote turn-on and the power inputs, which plugs into this multi-input here at the right-hand side. And this, my children, is the end of the quick look-around unboxing video of the Rainbow Intelli Sub 8 AFE.